Hi, I'm Kris from Theme Park to Table, cooking up theme park recipes here in my kitchen. Today we're going to continue our 12 days of theme park treats. We are on day number 8. We're going to the Gasparilla Island Grill and we're going to make a s'mores cookie. To start off, I have some Graham Cracker Crumbs. To that, I'm going to add flour, baking powder, baking soda, my mistake, and salt. We're going to whisk these together. Just to get them kind of combined. That looks pretty good. And we're going to take these back to the back counter with us where we're going to start creaming all of our wet ingredients together. We have back here, we have 2 sticks of butter. We have regular white sugar. And we have some light brown sugar. Let's get our attachment on. Drop it down. Lock it in and let's get it creaming. We're going to start off on a low speed. We got a lot of sugar to incorporate and we're going to try not to launch it all over the kitchen. I'm going to pop it up a little bit while it continues to cream. I'm very curious about how this recipe is going to turn out. This isn't a cookie I've tried before, and I have never actually made a chocolate chip cookie that has graham cracker crumbs in the actual base. I've made homemade chocolate chip cookies before, but I've never incorporated graham cracker crumbs into the mixture. So I'm thinking that this might be delicious. I mean, it smells good already. And maybe there's no going back to regular chocolate chip cookies after this. Maybe all my chocolate chip cookies will have to have graham crackers in them. We'll have to see how they come out. To this, we're going to add, since it's pretty well creamed, some vanilla and eggs. Get those guys in there. We have to let those eggs get nice and incorporated. It always kind of breaks down the batter a little bit. And then it will start coming together. And once it kind of comes back together again and looks like a continuous dough or batter, that's when we're going to start adding our dry ingredients in slowly to this. That's looking pretty good to me. So we're going to pop this down, pop this up, and we're going to start adding our dry ingredients in. I think I'm going to probably go about half and half on this. Drop that down. Oh, it smells so good. You can smell that graham cracker instantly. Oh, wow. Okay, well, that smells amazing. I'm going to let this blend just until it starts to incorporate in, and then I'm going to add the rest in. And that way it can give its final really good mix with everybody in the party. So, everybody in. That off to the side. Drop it down again. I will also mention that I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. It's ready to go. So once we get this done, we can put together some cookies and get them in the oven. There is nothing like the smell of cooking cookies in your house. For me, at least, I know that nothing says the holidays quite like the smell of cookies baking and fudge on the stove, and it just all smells so festive and delicious. Hoping that big blob actually decides to fall back in and not over the edge. There we go. I'm gonna kick this up just a little bit so we can keep everybody in. Just gonna kind of knock him in a little bit. There we go. Chocolate chip cookie dough is always kind of stiff, and adding that graham cracker, I can't imagine it's gonna make it any better. Excuse me for 1 second. Okay. I'll turn that off or lift this up. And we're going to scrape this down. Okay, this is kind of stiff, so this is going to take a minute to scrape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this all off the beater, and then I'll catch you back here on the front table once it's all set to go. I'll see you in just a few. And welcome back. That was quite the process getting all that dough off the beater. I didn't want to make you sit there and wait while I tried to scrape it all off. Now that it's off, we're going to add the chocolate chips. When you're doing a chocolate chip cookie like this, you always want to add the chocolate chips after, and you want to hand mix them in. If you put them in with the mixer tends to kind of beat the heck out of them and causes more like chocolate chip flakes in your cookies. You won't get as many whole chips. Now, it's easier said than done because this is very, very stiff batter, and it does take a little bit of work to kind of incorporate all the chips in. It really does smell kind of like a graham cracker. It smells really good. This might be, so far, the thing I'm most excited to taste. So, that's pretty well incorporated. I'm just going to grab my baking sheet. I've got parchment paper on it. I just have a regular spoon. I'm just going to kind of loosely do some balls. I'm probably going to do about 6, which is what we've done pretty much on everything else. Just enough to get them in the oven so we can see what they look like. In case you're curious, all the cookies that I'm making, any extra cookie dough that I'm not baking right off right now, I am wrapping and putting in my refrigerator, and I will be baking at some point. It's not going to go to waste. And I'm sure my neighbors and my coworkers will be very thankful to hear that. Because there's probably more cookies here than we can possibly eat. Okay. Those are ready to go in. They're going to go into my preheated oven, like I said before. These are going to take 8 to 10 minutes. So let's get these in. Let me just scooch that out of the way. In they go. I will set my timer, and I will see you back here when those cookies are done. Welcome back. Our cookies are done. It's been about 11 minutes, honestly. But they look like they're ready now. So we're going to pull these guys out. You can definitely smell all the graham cracker in them. Before we do the next step, I'm actually going to turn my oven up on to broil. So I want that to start getting a little bit warm while we do this. Now we're going to take our nice warm gooey chocolate chip s'more cookies, and we're going to put some marshmallows on top and get the marshmallow part of our s'mores going. We're just going to kind of, easier said than done with little rolling marshmallows. I want to make sure we get a nice coverage of them on top. I still don't really taste the cookie. Let's see. A little bit more. Don't want them melting to the actual baking pan because it is definitely very warm, as I'm sure you can tell, but the marshmallow is already starting to melt on the other cookies. Oh, get back here. Okay, now we're going to take these, I'm going to put them in the oven, and I'm going to leave my oven door open a little bit so I can keep an eye on them because I don't want this to burn. And I'm actually thinking that maybe I should have, you still seeing there okay? Maybe I should have actually undercooked the cookies a little bit. Maybe when I thought that they were done, I should have taken them out because I wasn't taking into account the actual broiling time. So we'll see what happens with these. This might be a learning curve on these. This could also be done with a little like brulee torch if you had one instead of the broiler. So I'm going to give these a couple of minutes. So what I'm going to do, since this seems like it's taking some time, so I don't think I'm warm all the way, is I'm going to keep an eye on these. And when these are brown, I'm going to pull them out, and I'll meet you back here for the final step of these cookies. I'll see you in just a couple. Welcome back. Our marshmallows have broiled. They're a nice, beautiful golden brown. The cookies got a little bit darker on the edges. I would say probably underbake them a little bit. when you do this at home, if you do this at home, I am now just topping them with some mini red and green M&Ms. Dress them up a little bit festive. I'm going to kind of give them a little push. I don't want to destroy what the marshmallow looks like, but at the same time, I would like them to kind of stick to the top of these cookies a little bit too. That is way too hot to grab those off that pan. I do not think I have fingerprints anymore, and I still keep doing it. Okay, so if the M&Ms fall in your pan, don't try to grab them. Never mind 2 or 3 times in a row. I'll put the final touches on this last cookie. Just doing 2 more on that one. Okay, I'm going to leave it alone. You need to know when to walk away. So there you have it, the s'mores cookies. If you like this video, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.